Okay, before I start the comp on the first verse, I want to present you with a little exercise that I'd like you to do as I'm comping this vocal. So I am going to be picking parts from each take that I feel suit the song the best because I'm the producer. But if you were the producer of the song, you may be picking different parts. So as I'm comping, follow along in a notebook and write down if your choice of vocal will differ from mine. And if it does, that's fine. Pretend that you are the producer. When you're creating a vocal comp, you're using your ear to figure out whether or not the part that you're picking suits the song, and it is based in your taste. So I have my own taste, but I'm the producer of this song. But if you were the producer, what would you be picking? Keep that in mind as I comp this verse. So let's get started. Okay, so here is our vocal session. You could see that I have 3 separate takes. Now, it's imperative that you make sure that you solo the playlist if you're working in Pro Tools. And if you are working in Pro Tools, I'll also be sharing some hotkeys to make this process go a little bit quicker, so you don't have to do everything by hand. But if I don't have a playlist soloed, as you can see here, and I press play, we don't hear the vocal take. And the reason why is because Pro Tools is looking for the audio on the main track and not the playlist track. So as I'm auditioning, make sure that you have your playlist soloed. You can either click the solo button, or you can click on the phrase that you'd like to audition, highlight it, and hit Shift S, and that will automatically solo the playlist. Now, let's listen to the first take.
When your soul left the house.
Okay, that sounds cool. Now let's say I want to listen to the second take. You can either by hand in another DAW select the second track, or if you're using a DAW that uses playlisting, just highlight it, solo. But if you're in Pro Tools, let's go back to highlighting this. We hit the semicolon button. That'll shift your selection down without changing it. And then we hit Shift S, and that will solo the next playlist. So let's listen to take 2.
When your soul left the house.
Okay. Semicolon, goes down to the next playlist, Shift S. Let's listen to take 3.
When your soul left the house.
Okay, so now that we know how to navigate through our playlists, let's actually begin the comp. First take.
When your soul left the house.
Second take.
When your soul left the house.
Third take.
When your soul left the house.
Okay, this for me, it's between take 2 and 3. I think I favor take 2. Let me listen to take 2 one more time.
When your soul left the house.
And then take 3.
When your soul left the house.
And I like the way that the singer articulates the words in take 2, so I'm going to promote that to the main track. Now, you can do that by hand by pressing B. That separates the region. And then you drag it up while holding the control button so it doesn't move left or right to your main track. But that takes too long. And in Pro Tools is a very quick way to promote something to the main playlist, which is the main track. You simply hit Control Option V, and that will bring the track right up to the main playlist, and then we can move on. So I picked my first phrase. So if you pick something different, write that down and make sure that you understand why you picked it, so that when you're doing your own vocal comp, you understand your own taste, and you can start doing these comps quicker and quicker and quicker. Now, let's select the next phrase and go to the first take and have a listen.
You left your body lying next to me.
Playlist 2, take 2.
You left your body lying next to me.
Take 3.
You left your body lying next next to me.
Okay, so for this one, it's a clear choice for me. I like take one. I thought it was executed with a lot of confidence. I understood all the words. I also like the timbre of her vocal. Some of the things that I keep in mind when I'm listening to a playlist, the take may be great, but if the singer is really into the performance, they may be a little bit off axis of the mic, which will change the timbre. Now, I may sacrifice a little bit of the performance to maintain the same timbre in order to create a clean edit. That's something that you also have to be mindful of. So I felt that take one had everything I needed, the same timbre, great articulation, a lot of confidence. So I'm going to promote that to the main playlist. Now, there is a phrase directly after it. So I don't want to select this by hand because it'll be hard to edit or I may overlap the take. Now, as you may have noticed, that once I was done with the phrase, a selection appeared. That was me hitting the up arrow again. So I'm going to demonstrate this. Once we clear our previous selection after we made the comp for the last phrase, we hit the up arrow. That clears the previous selection. It puts the cursor directly after that selection. Then we press play. We listen to the phrase that we want to comp and wait for it to end.
They never carried you out.
Phrase is over. I hit up. And then that creates the new selection that I want to audition for a comp. So that was take one. Let's go down to take two and listen to that one.
They never carried you out.
And take three.
They never carried you out.
For me, the second take was the best take. She was directly on axis. I can tell because the timbre of her vocal was airy and bright, so there was no movement there. Also, because it is the second rotation of the first verse, this particular take had a little bit of a lift in the energy level. That to me is very, very important in a song like this because with a moody record, it's easy to sort of like get hypnotized and just want to kind of settle or go down and down and down. But when you lift energy in certain vocal performances, or maybe there's a little bit of an over-enunciation, it creates tension. It also keeps the listener moving along with the record. So take two is going to be the one for me. I'm going to promote it to the main playlist. There we go. I hit the up arrow, and we're going to listen for our next phrase.
All of the colors drain right from your cheeks.
Hit the up arrow again. Got my selection. Let's go up to take one. Have a listen.
All of the colors drain right from your cheeks. All of the colors drain right from your cheeks.
Take three.
All of the colors drain right from your cheeks.
I like take three the most. I think she articulates the most in this one. They were all rather similar, but I'm going to favor the extra emphasis in articulation for take three. I'm going to promote it to the main playlist. Now, I got lucky here. I must have really liked this take and said, you know what, we don't have to do anything for this. So in this case, I will just comp the part from take one. Now, I'll unsolo my playlist, and we're going to listen to the comp. So this is all of the parts we chose in one track.
When your soul left the house, you left your body lying next to me. They never carried you out. All of the colors drain right from your cheeks. Your eyes are open, but they never see.
And there you have it, first verse comped. Now let's move on to the pre-chorus.